Welcome back to the Country Minute Podcast. Tonight we are in Kalamazoo, Michigan at the Wings Event Center, home of the K-Wings for at least a little bit longer. And here we're with, honestly, my rookie of the year this year. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to bury the lead here. Since January, I feel like I haven't stopped talking about this guy. And now he's sitting across from me, Zach John King.
What's up, man?
How's it going today, buddy?
I'm doing great. Honored to be your rookie of the year.
Man, you've had a generational run, I feel like, since January.
Thank you.
Have you slowed down, do you feel like?
No.
You started the year with a song with that title, and then you're like, I'm going to do the opposite.
No, we haven't. And I think that's something that, like, is the beautiful thing about this business is it is very competitive, but it's also like if you take your foot off the gas when the momentum's hot, you kind of have a lot of ground to make up. So we're just trying to keep going until like the very end of the year. So our last show is like 5 days before Thanksgiving, and we're just going to rip it.
We were just talking before you got out here that it's like halfway in the middle of this Dylan Scott run that we're here for tonight. Are you loving it so far?
Yeah, it's great, man. The team is great. Dylan's great. All the just indirect, direct support acts are amazing. I mean, it's just a learning thing for us being like, this is the first full year of touring we've ever done.
Yeah.
So I think learning from all different tours has been awesome, and we haven't luckily like run into a bad team yet. I mean, from anybody we've toured with, they've all been great, so we're just thankful for it. And I'm learning how to build a team, you know, making sure people feel welcome when they walk in the door, even if you're a stranger. We were talking about that as well. I heard that you guys kind of have like the boys are here, like you guys have built a team that are like your friends, you've come up together. Something I've always believed in. Can you talk a little bit about why that's so important to you to do? Man, team culture is as important to me as like if you're good at an instrument or you're like a great hang, like the ability for us as a team. And I say we a lot, like we tour because you're only as good as your team, like especially in music. It's like it takes a village of people to do what we're doing. And so if you can build a culture where you love the people you're working with and you spend a ton of time with them. Like my band, I'm in vans and planes, and I mean, we spend a ton of time together. And so it's like you could be the best player in the world, but if I don't like spending time with you, the whole show is going to suffer because I haven't had a great time. So I want the culture backstage to be so good that when we get up on stage, it just goes. It's just locked.
Man, that is a dream, and I feel like you're achieving it.
Thanks.
See, like you've built it one by one. I want to be clear. It's not like you all came into this together.
No,
you like
we're strategic. I'm very, very picky about who I pick, and Lord willing, like we'll continue to make good decisions. But I've been really meticulous at like building a team that, again, if you meet any one of those guys, I would hope that you're like, oh, these guys are great. Yeah. Don't matter who you are. It can be tour manager, drummer, dude that drives the van. I don't care, you know?
They're all bros.
Yeah.
We're all here together. I love that. Got a new song out at midnight. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
If I don't, they're going to be upset, right? So
sure.
We got to talk about it. I'm excited. Yeah. It's been like 6 weeks since the last Zach John King song. It's ready to get another one in my Honor Beat playlist. You wrote this one with Ryan Hurd and his
Matt Drag.
Matt Drag.
Yeah, dude, the best.
The best. Tell me about the process. Where did it start? Is this an idea you brought to the table, something they were playing with?
If I remember correctly, I think Matt had brought the hook. Matt or Ryan brought the hook, and I think that was one of the first writes where like I was officially published. It was like a big boy room. You know, those are legend writers.
Yeah.
And I was a little nervous on how it would go, and I remember watching them just like spit things out was like a snowball, and I just grabbed on what I could. And I'm big with melody, so I remember taking that melody to myself and just crafting it, and that was a quick one. I think we wrote that song in like an hour and a half, and then I had loved it since the demo. I mean, Matt makes a great demo, and I'd heard the vision through it, and then finally, like a year and a half later, we're cutting it and putting it out.
Well, tell me about why is now the time to put out a ballad? You just did, Space, which is like a real upbeat song. So we've been on a run of pretty upbeat songs all year. Why now for this track?
For me, each song released is an idea that you learn something new about me. Yeah. So as an artist, as a brand, as a musician, whatever you want to say, like I want you to learn something new about me each release, so you build a fan base that way. So people feel like they know you for more than just like, oh, he's the upbeat country dude, or he's a sad song guy. Like I try to diversify it a little bit. So for us, I was like, it's getting colder. It's a whiskey drinking song. It's campfire season. Yeah. It felt good, and it kind of felt like I can show people, okay, I can do the upbeat stuff live. I can also do the sad heartbreak ballad stuff, and you're going to believe both of it. And that's to me the key of building a really good fan base is like every song has to be strategic of like, what do you want to share with the audience? What do you want them to learn about?
I think it's also about the pacing. You've been releasing music at a clip this year.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't go that long without seeing it, and I feel like that's really working to your advantage.
Yeah.
Is the plan to keep that going, or are we building up to like a record here at some point?
I mean, eventually we'll get to an album, but man, I tell people all the time, the culture of music consumption is like rabid. It's like no one can wait and no one wants to wait on new music. And I mean, I learned that from people like Gavin who are just dishing out songs other than when he put the record out every like month. And so I think if you want to keep up with, if you want to be in front of people consistently, which is what it takes for this business to grow, you have to continue to feed them. And social media has made it really easy to get in front of people, but the expectation now is like, you're in front of them, you got to deliver something. And so songs have to come out quicker. So that's, to me, the philosophy of it. And also, like, you can be a little less precious with a song. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't work, because you got another one out next month, you know? So giving people almost as much as they can, you know, consume. Like, oh, dang, there's a lot of music. Like, I think that's the move. And I think people have set the bar really high. Like Morgan making 36 song albums and TikTok just popping, and people are asking for music all the time, has made it to where, like, if you're waiting more than a month and a half, like, I think you're probably losing steam.
If you get to a certain level, you can take time off.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn that time off. And I'll even say for Gavin, when he put out that album, it's been weird not having a Gavin song to look forward to for a bit. Like, it takes a few weeks and you go, it hasn't. Haven't heard a new Gavin song.
But he earned it.
But
it's
he
like,
earned
it's
it.
a smash record. It's
and
a big
even
one.
he's like, don't worry, I'm coming back. He feels weird. You can tell that he's uncomfortable. So it is like an interesting process to put yourself in, but I do think it ultimately pays off. But I also am like, I have no envy of like. It's
like we're already we had a planning meeting this morning on the next song.
And you're like, I'm going to enjoy this one for about 4 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. The turnover's pretty quick, but I'm thankful that we're living in an age where, like, you can drop a song anytime you want.
Well, I thought you'd outdone yourself until I heard Space, which I thought was another level. That's when I felt like we really ratcheted up. And I think maybe it's because of when it came out, right? Like, you were in this amazing whirlwind of being with Morgan and everything, a lot of those headline shows that happened, and then Space, this big song. I want to know, though, have you found any space as of late? You write a song about how you want it, but is it another one of those like self-fulfilling prophecies where it's like, now I can't get there? I
haven't. I was talking to my buddy back home about hunting and trying to get back out there. And, you know, he offered. He was like, we can go to my farm and deer hunt. And I was like, dude, I don't have time. I'd love to go. And it's the irony of it is, like, I'm writing songs about it, but I haven't been in the woods in like 5 months, you know? And so trying to find some time around the holidays to take a minute, but like, I miss it. We're just gone. I mean, I can't even go to a college football game. We're gone every weekend. So.
Your weekends are shot right now.
They are.
But that's another thing you have to earn, though.
And if I'm complaining to the team, I have to check myself and be like, you got it, dog. Like, you're in it, you know? Just be content with it.
Yeah, that old saying, when eventually you'll look up and you'll be like, oh, I'm doing it.
You are.
I'm actually running now.
100%.
And then it's more terrifying for a split second.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm running.
You're in it. Yeah, it's like being, you know, it's like surfing, and it's like you're waiting on the dream wave, and you look up and you're like, you're riding one. And you didn't even notice, you know? It's kind of how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, so. Lauren Watkins told me last week, there's like this point where you're like, oh, I'm supposed to save me. I have to figure, like, that's like a growing up moment where you're like, no one else is coming. I got to figure this out.
You're it.
Well, you're in the moment now. I am curious, though, do you feel, this is how I feel as an outsider. You had a couple of years there where you're releasing music. The songs were good, but I felt like, maybe it's the branding, maybe it's the marketing, something wasn't connecting. Then we get to January, obviously the Sony element of it, but like, put on the bibs. They're a consistent thing now. I feel like your imaging got consistent. What all clicked into place at the end of 2024 that made this year seem to go so smoothly from like the Zach, John King, whatever this thing is?
Yeah, man. I think a lot of prayer and a lot of like strategic pieces of the puzzle being put together by a great team. And then also me sitting down and being like, noticing little details. Like the bibs, my Uncle Joe and my great granddad on my mom's side wore bibs like every day. And so they'd always been around. But I remember the EP release show, I wore these, I think they was the same pair, and I like got off stage and we were just strategizing after that show about how to stand out, because we're looking at like Jelly Roll's got the face tats, and like Riley's got the duck call, and Ella's got the bangs and the black dresses, and like, what can I do? And I was like, let me try it. And so once that came into place, we doubled down on it, and then the songs were there. We just needed a, like you said, a recognizable thing for people to give a about the songs, because you can make the best song in the world, and if you don't have brand awareness, nobody's gonna see them. You know?
I love Slow Down, but I remember seeing the video and being like, you on that ATV going through, I was like, this just nails it.
It's
I was like,
Georgia.
I've never seen someone just crush like an idea so clearly. I know what he's going for here.
No, I know. That's my thing. Was I was telling the director that like I want it to feel like Georgia, like pine trees, Georgia country. Like I thought of like pine tree country the other day, because it's just like, that's a brand, and not many people have stepped on that side of it. You know, you got the cowboy thing, you've got the the red dirt thing, but nobody I felt like had leaned into that part of it. And so for me, that's just who I am, and it was kind of easy to put the pieces together.
Like you said, it's about giving people a different piece of you. And for me as an outsider, you're like, this is a great piece. Where you're like, I know something about it. I feel like I care already.
For sure.
The next piece of the story, I'm like, oh, it's the Bibs guy. I know something about him. Let's go on this journey together a little bit further.
No, and
now
even,
I'm too deep to leave.
No, well, that's the goal, man. right?
The goal is for you to... I can't walk away now.
Exactly. That's the goal. You come into the door you go, oh, that's the dude in the overalls.
Yeah.
And then you check some music out, and then maybe you learn a little bit about me. And then the goal is for you to be on this journey with us. Like, that's fandom. That's like building this thing for the long haul. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Now, how do we keep this going in 2026?
Yeah.
How do we keep it spinning? I've been asking myself that for you, not only because I'm worried, because I'm like, I know how hard it is to keep a medium pace going.
For sure.
You're going at 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. Songs.
Good songs. For sure. Yeah.
I think, I was on the farm tour, I was talking to Luke, Bryan, and trying to get advice, and I was just nerding out, man. I was like, well, we got the brand awareness here. We got like digital marketing pretty down, and like social media. He like would just like listen to me. He'd just stare at me, dead silent. And he's like, you know what makes 20,000 people show up in a farm and raise a drink? And I was like, what? He goes, the song.
Yeah.
So I think for us, it's like zeroing back in on what started it all. It's like, is your song any good? And the weird thing is you can lose that as you get busier because you're writing less songs. Maybe you're less inspired because you're exhausted. Yeah. But we're really trying hard to push ourselves into this place next year, like coming straight out of the gate with songs that are just each one just up in the ante. And for the end of the year, man, like I'm stoked for the song out tonight. I'm stoked for the follow-up one before Thanksgiving we're putting out. Ooh. But like those are almost get to know me songs. Those are songs where I want my audience that have been day ones to be like, oh, this is for me. And in the new year, we're gonna unload some bangers. We kind of already have them planned out.
Okay,
so,
okay, we're getting in there. I want to ask you a couple more quick questions. One thing about your artistry that fascinates me is you have a solid producer. You're one of these artists that has a guy. You got Ryan. You work with him all the time. Yeah. What is the origin story? Like, how did you know this is the guy?
Ryan, I met Ryan when I was in college with my indie band, and he produced our first like record. And I remember he lived in Griffin, Georgia. He's still technically in Atlanta, but at the time he's in Griffin. The studio was in Griffin, little town. We had to drive there to record. It was all us. It was all him. I'm a big believer in grassroots and loyalty. And I feel like when I got to a point to record music in Nashville, everybody was like, work with these Nashville guys. And I was like, I like that idea, but what if I don't want to sound like the rest of Nashville?
Yeah.
And so for me, it was a decision of like, I don't want to sound like everybody else. And so we go with Ryan, and we continue to build a relationship. And now it's close enough and honest enough to where like we're really walking in tandem to make decisions honestly. Like he can piss me off, I can piss him off, and we're kind of at the end of the day like we love each other. We've known each other for 6-7 years. So that was how that started. It was literally trying to stand out and finding somebody different. And I found Ryan Wilson, who's crushing it,
Is there a moment or an element of what he brings to you that you can pinpoint as like, that's the Ryan element? Like when people hear this or that part of your sound, that's what he does to this. Because I feel like you do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I even looked at you, I was like, I haven't heard you without him. So I don't know.
No, not yet. I think the big thing is comfortability. Yeah. So like in studio, if you're not comfortable when you're creating, you hear it. I believe you hear it on the record. So if something's not comfortable and you sound stiff or you feel stiff, you're going to sound like that. And people are going to get that weird thing where it almost sounds like you're reading off a sheet of paper. So for me and Ryan, I've known him so long, my biggest thing is when we track vocals. Like, I'm meticulous about how we do it. And we do it in a little bitty room with the lights off. Yeah. And he's at the desk, and it's just me and him. There's no one else in the room. Nobody's filming it. Nobody's talking. Nobody's hanging. So comfortability for me is what sets him apart, because we've known each other for so long. I trust him with making me feel comfortable enough to create something really cool.
I picture you as an eyes closed guy in the booth.
I try to be. I have to turn the lights off and like draw the blind. That's like I have to.
I
sing in the dark all the time.
Just bumping into the mic guard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I love that so much. Okay, last thing. I saw in an interview where you talked about how you come from a family of poets, and I can tell that in your music. There's all this meter and stuff. There's stuff happening there that I don't think a lot of people have started to appreciate yet. They will. We'll get there.
Sure.
We're young. We're young.
Sure.
Is there a line, especially with something that we've heard already, that you were just like hyper fixated on in the creation process, and you feel like it paid off? Like now when you hear that song, you're like, it was worth fighting for that line.
Man, I think there's a couple that come to mind. from a writing perspective, Space has all this color of like where I'm from. Like we could have said the woods, but we chose to say white pine trees, right? And we chose to say like a John boat versus a boat. Like little I know it sounds kind of silly. Yeah. Like cold Coors cans. I'm big on, I call it like furniture. Yeah. So I'm big on putting furniture in there where you take a song. Country songs are usually written about the four things. You know, it's like heartbreak, you know, women, whiskey.
Check.
It's like you got the boxes, right? And I love it, but I think adding that color similar on Space of those little details makes the world of difference in are you going to hear this from somebody else? And so for me, I'm really proud of that one because that song to me covers a topic that everybody feels, and it's been sung about in country music a ton of times. But to me, it was just a little tweak of like lyricism, and those details matter, and I think that's what sets it apart.
It felt like an evolution of Almost Want to Be a Cowboy, where that also has a bunch of these very specific things.
Yeah, I love specificity, I think is the word. It's like, I love when you hear it, and even you run the risk of like somebody not getting it. To me, that's better than going so generic that you're like, oh, here's another song about porches and beer and fishing, which some people think Space is, but I won't, you know.
Now, did you think bicker with that? Did you think of the line "Life Behind Bars" and did you smirk when you did?
That was a. I'm trying to think who officially thought of that line. That hook might have been a Jordan Reynolds hook.
Okay, yeah.
But I was like, I've never been to jail. Like, I've gotten some speeding tickets and like some bad looks, but I've never been to prison. And he's like, no, wait, I got this turn. And so "Life Behind Bars" was his idea, and then we took that melody, and I remember, like I said, that whole song, talk about details, is about this place called Wings and Things back in my hometown, and that gravel parking lot.
It's a very specific
post-high school game football. It's like, that's it. That's the whole song is that color. So I love it.
All right, Zach Junking, I've probably eaten up more time than I was supposed to, but I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Like I said, I've been following you all year. I really think that you're on the come up right now. I didn't want to ask you about the big stars that you spent time with. I do want to. You have stories and I want to hear them, but not right now. I want because I really think that I feel like you're working on a different level than a lot of people realize because you have really catchy songs.
Thanks, man.
And sometimes it's like he has really catchy songs and he's worked with art songwriters that everybody loves. Future Grammy nominee Blake Pendergrass on Space, for example.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out for the voting committee there.
Legend. Yes, please vote.
Please vote.
Blake is a dog.
Please vote for Blake Pendergrass at the Grammys. And I just, man, I feel like, but then I see what you're doing, but underneath that, and it's just. You're really crushing it.
Thank you so much.
I want to look you in the eye and tell you that.
Thank you, brother.
It means the world. Thank you for spending the time with me today. You're on the Easy Does It tour for like 3 more weeks.
Yes, sir.
And then what do you got going on for the rest of the year? Any other shows?
Gavin Adcock
shows.
To finish out the year.
Woo,
Gonna have us a party.
If you haven't seen that, you got to. This is my first time seeing Zach tonight. I'm excited to see the show. Make sure you come out and see it soon. Still feel the burnout now by the time they see this.
Beautiful.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.